Okay, now we're going to do number 63 on page 616. This one is saying to find the cotangent of 3 pi over 8 using a half angle formula. Okay, so we do know that the cotangent of an angle, just in general, cotangent of an angle is equal to the reciprocal of the tangent of the same angle. So if we find the tangent of 3 pi over 8 and then do the reciprocal, that'll be the cotangent of 3 pi over 8. We could also use a tangent formula for half angle. And if we do the reciprocal, then we'll have a formula for the cotangent. All right, now there are 3 formulas for the tangent of a over 2. I think since we're going to do a reciprocal, that look at the one that has the sign of a on the top. All right, so I don't usually use this one for tangent. However, I'm really doing cotangent. So if I do the reciprocal of this, then I will have 1 plus the cosine of a divided by the sine of a. I usually think that if there's just one term in the denominator, that's an easier formula. So this is the one I'll use right here. Okay, so I'm trying to find the cotangent of 3 pi over 8. So we're going to first say a over 2 equals 3 pi over 8 to figure out what a is. So multiply both sides by 2. That tells you that a is equal to 3 pi over 4. Okay, so that's what I'm going to use for a in the formula. So cotangent of, it'll be 3 pi over 4 divided by 2 equals 1 plus the cosine of 3 pi over 4 divided by the sine of 3 pi over 4. If you work out 3 pi over 4 divided by 2, that's the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal, 1/2. 3 pi over 4 times 1/2, that ends up being 3 pi over 8. That's good because that's what you want there. Cotangent of 3 pi over 8, that's what your question is. Okay, so this tells you you're putting the right thing in for A. Okay, equals 1 plus, all right, we need the values of the cosine of 3 pi over 4 and the sine of 3 pi over 4. Now, all of a sudden, we're not looking at 3 pi over 8 anymore. Now we do 3 pi over 4. If you think about the unit circle, 3 pi over 4 is in the middle of quadrant 2. If you draw in a reference triangle, it's isosceles. So both the legs use root 2 over 2. The adjacent is negative. The opposite is positive. So the cosine is the negative. So it's going to be 1 plus negative root 2 over 2. And then in the denominator, positive root 2 over 2. Okay. Then we need to simplify this. A little bit more room to work here. Okay. So in the numerator, we're going to add these fractions together. Common denominator. So I'm going to multiply this by 2 over 2. So then I'm going to have 2 minus root 2 divided by the common denominator of 2. And then in the denominator, we still have the square root of 2 over 2. And then we need to divide these fractions. So really we're going to do 2 minus root 2 over 2 multiplied by the reciprocal of this one. So it's going to be 2 over root 2. Okay, you can just multiply across, but there are just regular 2's here that we can do 2 divided by 2 and just get 1. Okay, so then we'll have 2 minus root 2 divided by root 2. All right, really close. Now we just rationalize by multiplying with the square root of 2. All right, and in the numerator, you are going to have to distribute since you got 2 terms up there. So it's going to be 2 times the square root of 2 minus a regular 2. That's all over 2. And then each term has to be divided by the 2 in the bottom. So 2 root 2 divided by 2, that'll just be the square root of 2 minus 2 divided by 2 is 1. And there is the answer.